Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist Mandy, and I'm coming at you today with another one Saturday morning. I've already been sitting here with my husband before he left for his kickboxing, and so I decided that I was going to film since my kids are down enjoying themselves on a lovely Saturday morning. I thought you can sit here with my coffee and I can share with you what I've been doing and what I've been up to. And yeah, so right now I have these little pieces that I cut up of Tomoe River paper. I think they're going to fit really nicely in this binder I have, which is this one, and I want to replace these. So these are the Wearing Ghoul cards, but the Wearing Ghoul cards I don't love for swatches. I wonder, do I have one of these in here already that I can show you the difference? Because I don't use this paper. Here, perfect. I don't use this paper when I'm writing, so I can show you. Ooh, please don't. Please. Okay. So I can show you the difference in the color. So Conklin Dusty Rose. I actually am using this one for 30 days, but it's just so different, and I just don't feel like this one is as good. So I'm gonna replace all of these. So I have a lot to replace because I had just finished, I think, my pinks and my purples in here. Not many. So and I've gotten more pinks, but as you can see, I have quite a few pinks and purples. Let's see. I can show you. I don't know. I think these are all supposed to be my bottles. But yeah, you can see like Teranishi Innocent Mauve is a perfect example of how different those swatches look. This is almost black, where this one actually you can see the different colors in it. So I don't use the Wearing Ghoul paper. I don't like it. I will be 100% honest. I got some, they had loose leaf paper and I just didn't like it. So yeah, I started with the like bluish purples and purple and pink. If you aren't aware, maybe you should be by now. Purple and pink are my two favorite colors. So they are what I have the most of in my collection. And I really love ink. So a lot of the JR Bonds are the little tiny bottles like this. So they go fast, the 10 milliliter bottles. They don't go fast, but they don't last forever. Yeah. This is now, we're kind of in the magenta mauves. Oh, I love these colors so much. This is the problem. I want to have 500 pens inked all the time. So yeah, you can see, I've tried to kind of put them together. So I have Pink Squirrel too for Robert Oster inks. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Oh man, my voice is going out on me. I actually worked for the first time this year yesterday. It was wonderful being back in the classroom. I've missed it so much, but I am getting ready to get into my master's program for education, and I really want to focus on that. So I am only picking up like day sub jobs until January. So I'm not like teaching in my own classroom right now. So yeah, so that's what I have in there. So you can kind of get an idea of how I'm doing this, but I want to replace all of that. And I have more of these inserts in a different binder, but then I also have some Cat Collage Club and my own stickers I've got cut. This came from one of my pen friends. Got some of my blotter paper in here. So they're just a hodgepodge. These little holders right here. This one came with my Archer and Olive. They come with my Archer and Olive kits. Sometimes I do the kit club with Archer and Olive. I was really disappointed with them for a few months, but then, they had a dragon. So September I ordered. And so I'm going to have a new one of these, but I've had a lot of different brands of these, and the Archer and Olive ones, they're just really good. So I don't know where they get them, but I do know a lot of their stuff has to be from Alibaba, but that's just, a great distributor sometimes for small businesses. But yeah, so I have these from the Sticky Club. I ordered just a little like pack of a few of them, so they're really nice to have. And then I have my pip sheets that I still need to do something with. I used one to try it out, but these pip sheets are on aerofil paper, and they are from Grace at Wildly Imaginable. She prints and makes these, and I really thought they were really great, and I really want to get them into my notebook, but I haven't yet. So yeah, you can see her name's on there and everything. So I really like those, and once I get them in, I might order some more. So that is my ink what do I call this? My ink and other stuff binder, and I really like this. I got this binder off of Amazon. I just have a thing with A5 binders. I love them. So that's what I'm using these for. And I love these like colorful swatches like this. I just think they're fun. So it's what I want rather than putting I have my own stamps for ink bottles and everything, but I think it's fun to do. I really like this style, and it's what I've been doing in my 30 Inks 30 Days, which is currently drying over here. Because of work yesterday, I was so tired. I came home, I was so tired. It was a wonderful day being back in the classroom with students, but I was so tired I passed out, so I didn't get my 30 Inks in 30 Days yesterday, so I'm doing 2 of them today. This is Kitty Inkpot's Lost Rose, and it is so pretty already. Somebody in the US really needs to start distributing them because I love it. There's pink and purple and yellow, and just they're like, when you look at the ink, and it's really hard to pick up on camera, I have it in a broad nib because I wanted to see how it looked in a really thick line. This one has so many different colors in it. Their ink they're doing something different. I don't know. I ordered this one because I couldn't order it from so-and-so. When I went to order, they'd stopped shipping to the US. I do not blame them whatsoever, but I ended up having to order this from AliExpress. And it took them about a month to get here, at least. I can't remember, but it was really a long time, and these bottles are really expensive now. So this one was $25 for, I think this is 30 mils, which is a lot of money. And so I won't be doing it very often. I have this one and Fluffy Wool Ball, and I bought them at different times. So I definitely will be spacing that out and budgeting for Kitty Inkpot. But it's so cool. It just is so much fun to use. And so American distributors, I hope that we can get that here so we don't have this problem. Yeah, so that is all of that with my ink. And then I've been doodling. So this one I doodled when I first got this. When did I get this one? Or when I first set this up. And then I kind of left it. I don't know why I got kind of mad at my travelers. Not mad, I got burned out with my traveler's notebooks. I think this was about the time, July 23rd, like halfway through July was when I was just like, I need to stop having 500 sketchbooks. So, which is good. I'm slowing down, getting back to real life. And this is with Neo Colors. And I was just playing with Neo Colors in here and kind of trying my travel Neo Color palette. I really love Neo Colors. What is this? This is just a regular piece of paper because you can see Neo Color does transfer, and I just did not want to transfer. So just random doodles, whatever came to my mind. And I really love this color palette. And I don't actually, this isn't my one I'm using now, but it's funny because, so this is the light cobalt. I always have that in my travel palette. This one is one of the purples. I think that is either lilac or periwinkle. And same with this one. I think one of those. And I have those all the time. And I love this green. I forget which green that is. And beige. This is definitely beige, but I love Neo Colors. They're so much fun. It feels like working with a crayon. I don't reach for them all that often, so I'm trying to make them more accessible to myself. And then a lot of little ink sketches. I'm really feeling fall. And this week, I want to release a fall digital sticker pack with a lot of these things. So I want them for myself. So I figure I will release them at a really low cost for people because they want them too. I even used them as inspiration for my nails. If you didn't catch my last video, I used one of my sketchbook pages and took a picture and sent it to my nail artist, and she was able to paint them on there. She's a new nail artist. My friend gave me a gift card and then So now I'm like, I have to have nails like this all the time. So now I need to doodle all the time so I can give her inspiration. She was so excited. I said, oh, I am really happy. And now my friend goes, I want your doodles on my nails. Yeah, you can, but hand painted that. She even mixed colors for nail polish. It was fun. And then this was just yesterday. I did ink up my Conklin Dusty Rose yesterday because it was what I was going to use for yesterday, the 30 inks in 30 days. And so I did get some of it done. I think he is so cute. This is actually my Zebra Sarasa pen, which is surprising to me. I really am loving it. And I love having this and having this sketchbook. It's going to take me a lot longer, I think, this time to fill it up than than my other traveler's notebook sketchbook that I had that I filled up really fast. Yeah. But this is what I've been taking with me to I took with me traveling. I wonder what pen was here. Where did that go? Oh, and this one. One second, my son's calling. Okay, sorry. My son had to tell me that he got an Ivysaur, which is the best. I mean, he was trading and traded for an Ivysaur on Pokemon, so he was very excited. But I got these, so I only have 2 of them, which is fine for now. I definitely want more colors, but these are, when did I get these? I don't remember, but I've had them for a while. These are the Sarasa Grand, and I don't really use them when I'm not working because they are really great. They're really great purse pens. I have this one and I want to upgrade. So this is a metal body and it's refillable. I think these are refillable too. Yeah, these are refillable. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. You can buy the refills for either pen, but I really like that it has a metal body. It's the one time that metal really doesn't bother me, but yeah, refilling this. And this is this beautiful, I think they call it camel brown. So it's like a yellow. And this one is, they call this Cassis Black. I didn't realize Cassis was a berry, so it's like a blackberry. So there's that. And then this one I just think is brown. I don't know, but I really like these. So when I upgraded to this, I don't want to get any more of these because I think I have 2 or 3 of them now. I do lose these ones, but I feel like I put these, I actually do put these in here. I don't remember if 2 fit into a slot. Yes, this is, yeah. So I have 2 of those in a slot, and then I have the rest of my fountain pens. I try to be good and not take my really expensive pens, but there's a few in here when I go to the school. But because kids for some reason think that these are vapes. I don't know why, but you know. Anyway, but I was thinking about it as I'm building my, I'm gonna open this back up, building up my like little teacher pencil case, because I think I want to have one that's not just fountain pens, but some of these, because these work really well, because sometimes I have to leave notes and you don't know the quality of paper. Printer paper, as if you're into fountain pens, you know it doesn't work very well, but these are really, really lovely, and I think it's gel, and I enjoy them. So it would be nice to get a couple more of these. These are $10, which is not cheap for a gel pen, but they're refillable and they're very nice quality. And so yeah, this is the Cassis Black, which is the blackberry, red berry. It's so pretty. I love those 2 colors. And they have some really surprisingly, they have shading, which is cool. Like, not like crazy shading, but they have some color variation. And then the brown is just a nice brown. But I do really like these. They go on nice and they have a nice line. So they're an alternative, and I do find myself using them in my planner. But what I have an overabundance of, because I guess teachers like these. I know other teachers have tons of them, but they're not my thing. These Papermate Flare pens, they're like a felt tip marker pen, and I just don't love them. They're not my thing. I do love this color, so I have this color. These are the 2 that I kept just to have, because I know that they're nice to have for some reason. Yeah, so, but this is the Flare pen. And I don't love it. I don't know. And when I first got my broad, sailor nib for the gold nib, the 14 karat broad in my, what was it, the 1911? I can't remember, but it felt like writing with the flare pen and it wasn't my favorite. So I just don't know if I just don't like the texture or the feeling, because yeah, but these are things that you get so many of these because they give you them as gifts all the time. But I kept this one and this burgundy because fall, and gave the rest to my son because they've sit in a drawer because I don't use them. So hopefully he likes them because I really just, I don't know, they're not bad. Like, they're a good pen, but I really would love to hear another teacher tell me why they love them so much, because they're in every classroom that I sub in. They're in, like, I have gotten them as gifts so many times. And I wonder if it's because one person liked them, so then they get them as gifts and just then everybody likes them. I don't know. But they do have a little bit, which is interesting. They do have a little bit of feedback. So they kind of almost feel-ish like a, I don't know, like a feedback of a sailor, which is interesting to me. And then this one is the Sarasa Dry. This is just a black pen. This, if I remember correctly, yeah, this smears. And if I highlight over it, it doesn't work. So I have that one. And then these are what I was into hugely before I got into fountain pens. And these are, and this one doesn't even have the tip off, but I love these pens. I don't know what they're called. They're big, but I don't remember the name of them, but I get them in huge packs, and I just love this pink. Very similar to a lot of the pinks I have. So this is a Bic, and I think they're gel. I think they are like gel. But yeah, I really do like these pens. So I usually will have a few in there. These are usually the ones that I have. So I'm pulling out my teacher kits. Yeah, these ones for some reason are still brand new. I love a good brown gel pen or ballpoint pen. I don't have any ballpoints. I don't know why. I usually do. I think I just usually will throw some of the crystal Bics in. But these have lovely colors, and they come in huge packs of like 20. And I get them on Amazon. So yeah. So that's what I've been doing, is I've been trying to like mix and match my pen sets for my teacher bag, because just sometimes I cannot write with my fountain pens. It bleeds everywhere. So having a few of those pens that I really like, and colors, I really like to have colors to make my students happy. So yeah, but this is really interesting. This purpley one right here is very similar to the Conklin Dusty Rose, but I also wonder if these just have more shading and tonality on this Midori paper. That could be too. I don't know. That's a good thing to wonder. But yeah, I have this I need to go through. That's lovely. Look at this mess. But I did get this. This is I forget, Jinhao. Gosh, what is it? Let me look it up because I cannot remember what Jinhao this is. But Elise over at A Whole Latte Planning had it. Or A Whole Latte Plans. And I was like, this is cool. And it feels like a, gosh, what is it? It feels like a hybrid of a Twisby. That's, because it's got like the Twisby lid, but with this really pretty body and a converter. So let me figure out, does it say on here? Sometimes the Jinhaos will say back here what this is, but it was under $10. So let me look it up. This is a Jinhao 58. I'll leave the link in the description to the Amazon listing. But yeah, Jinhao 58. And it is actually really smooth. And I am really enjoying it, writing with it. Like, it is really smooth, a little bit of feedback. And I have, what do I have in here? This is Sailor Shikiori's. I know it's Sailor Shikiori. Sailor Shikiori Okuyama. Yeah. Which is this really, I am struggling with that with these, which is really just a nice red, like a dark wine red. This is wine red, so I thought, why not? So yeah, this is a fine nib. I can't remember if they have any other nibs. I just went with a fine, and I'm enjoying it. It looks like it could be maybe compatible with a Lamy nib, but don't quote me on that. And I don't have a Lamy near me to try, so could potentially upgrade the nib if you like Lamy nibs, but this nib is great, and I don't think I'm going to upgrade it because I'm not a huge Lamy nib fan. And yeah, I'm really, you can see it, the ink flows really well. It's a nice writer, honestly, especially for, you know, around that $10 range. I like this, and they had a couple different colors. I love this like tortoise shell. It looks fancy for being $10 too. I really like it. And I always just love these Twisby-esque lids. It would be really funny. Let's see, do I have one? No, I said it would be really funny to try it with a Twisby lid. I have one right here. Just look at them. They're a little, yeah, they are a little different, but I like to experiment like this. No, it doesn't. Okay. I just always like to try because I'm weird, but yeah. What is in here? Is this the beneath the wheel? Let me find out. It's just because I want to. This is my Chatty, yeah, that's beneath the wheel. I should pull that out for the fall, but I have just been into doodling like mushrooms and pumpkins, and ooh, this one could be like a pumpkin. This one could be like a little pumpkin mug. And I've been pulling out old sketchbooks and redrawing things from my old sketchbooks, which is a lot of fun because I am always inspired this time of year. And coming up in October, I don't know who, if any one of you has ever done it or know about, like, I mean, I'm sure you know about it because it's big, but have participated in Inktober. I definitely want to participate this year. Inktober is really near and dear to my art heart because it was what re-inspired me to start drawing when I was going through stuff back in 2020 and 2021. So I completed Inktober, and that was the first like big thing that I did. And then, yeah, here I am. So it's a lot of fun. I also was going through this boy. Oh. Okay, I just broke myself. But I was going through this. This is an old journal of mine that I don't know if I talked about it last week, but this was December of 2023. I was going through this, and I loved this. This is my first try at creative journaling, and I think I did a really great job. It was before I had found anybody who did creative journaling, so I was doing a lot of borders and playing with my pens and inks and just having fun. There was a page in here all dedicated to Bridgerton, so I was collaging and writing and having a great time in here. And then I stopped, and I don't know why I stopped in here, but I stopped back in 2024. I stopped in September. So about this time last year, I stopped. And I thought, oh, it would be really fun to finish this. But I think it's finished. Like, I feel like this one is finished, even though it still has paper. I feel like this one is a really great indicative of its time, and I really don't want to add more to it because my style has changed quite a bit from that one, so I want to leave that. And I really wanted something that was more fountain pen friendly, a paper that I liked, but I wanted that B5 size again, so I ended up buying this. This is a Leuchtturm B5. And I started it yesterday because it just came this week. I started it yesterday, and I'm really loving how my pages are looking because I got a blank one. And I thought that would be really fun. So this is all just from yesterday. I am currently reading this book called Blood on Her Tongue. So I drew this and used pens. I only have used fountain pen in here so far, which is a lot of fun. So this was layering fountain pens, which I love doing, especially in Leuchtturm paper. For some reason on the Leuchtturm paper, just layering fountain pens is really, really cool. I have found a technique for it that works pretty great. My husband sent me this picture of our dog Moo hanging out on the couch while I was working yesterday. She was living her best life and I had to draw it. And then just talking about being back at school. And luckily I have everything, like I don't have any names, so which is nice because I knew that I wanted to share this, so I didn't put anything personal in here. But yeah, I thought it was really fun to pull this out, and I am trying to every time I use an ink because I know myself, and later I'm gonna want to know what was that ink. So this one is Pine Needle, which I have in a pen from 30 Inks 30 Days. I didn't put the inks here. I need to go back and do this. I do know that this is Nostalgic Honey and this is Yozakura. So I do need to go back in and put those down. But I have Kirisama in this one, and I didn't put that one. That one is this one. This one is Persephone and Captain Hook. I am obsessed with Captain Hook, and I'm trying to convince myself that I don't need a bottle because I did get it from a lovely pen friend exchange. What's up? Oh, okay. My son just goes, keep recording. I'm not going to make a sound. I don't know what he's doing, but I think he's getting a snack. But yeah, so that's what I'm starting with this. Yeah, they're so cute. Oh, I love my kids. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically what's happening right now. So I figured we could do a few ink swatching while I'm here and just kind of sit and have a Saturday morning and just update you on what I've been doing for the week in my journals. Oh, this one too, as I drop things. This one too, I put in a sterling ink. This is my wallet, so I'm kind of trying to make sure that I don't show any of my personal information. This one is one that I just random crappy sketches when we're out doing stuff. Like this is my son. This is when he was ordering. I'll have a club sandwich without lettuce, tomato, and mayo. And like he was just like, he put his finger up. It was so cute. This was when we were out in Omaha. And so I just will randomly doodle in here. And we were at a movie and it was dark, and I am literally pulling this out because I needed to write this down because my son, we were at the Shin Godzilla, and we didn't know it was going to be subtitled. So I have my 6 and 7-year-old there, and they can read, but I was like, I turned to my oldest because he's a huge Godzilla fan, aren't you, dude? You can say it. You can say it out loud. He just shook his head, but he's a huge Godzilla fan, and so I turned to him and said, "Can you understand what they're saying, or is this too much? Is this too hard?" And he goes, "I don't need to understand what's going on. All I need is to see this Chungus," because Godzilla was on the screen. So, yeah. I don't know what this is, but yeah. And then this is just a conversation with my husband. We passed it back and forth. So this is just a mess, but it's okay. It's a Midori little thing, and I just kind of doodle and sketch in here, kind of throw some ideas when this is my like really messy, like, okay, I want this like pose, or this to remember this little thing. Like I drew my new pen when I got it, and yeah, so just little tiny things of like ideas that I have. Stop. What do you need to do?
Ask for help.
Ask for help. I can pause my video. My goodness, I look up and my son is trying to cut an apple with a butter knife. So I went and cut that for him, but here we go. So this has Tomoe River 52 GSM paper. I am still playing with if I like Tomoe River paper or not. I'm starting to like it. I have one notebook that I believe is from Sanson taking over, and I just don't love it, which is great because you can't get it anyway. But I think I do kind of like some of the Sanson paper, and I'm okay with it. I want this. I want more of this. This is the Wash Lavender mix-up that they did for Birmingham Pen Co. And I have a bottle because I got the full bottle, but I'm like, what happens when I run out? So I emailed them to see if they somehow have the recipe for their Adaminks. And then I did a little bit of journaling while I was watching my sons hang out at they were at swimming lessons, and this was a lot of fun. I used my Sailor Pro Gear, which I am just loving. I actually had to refill it already, and I filled it up with Sailor Ink Studio 123 again. And then this is Sailor Manyo, no, not Sailor Manyo, Sailor Shikiori Sakura Mori. I don't know how much I love it. So yeah, that's what I have in here so far. Just kind of like when I'm on the go, I thought it would be fun to have a little bit of a journal so that I can always have it, because it would be fun. It would be nice, and I wanted a nice one. So yeah, that is all that I have updated for the week. Not too much. I've been really, really busy because trying to get my house back in order and trying to work myself up mentally to getting back to work. I really have a lot of deep, deep respect for people that can just go right back to work, or have to go right back to work after they've lost someone, because it is taking a long time for me to get through this and to get normal. And I think that it's something that I wish, I don't know, it's something that I wish I would have known how to handle grief better as a kid. And I had books on grief, but they were very religion focused, which I know that people seek comfort in religion in these times, and there is nothing wrong with it, but it never really helped me, and that's okay. That it helps others, and I know that because we are all going through our brains process things differently. But I would turn to a lot of really, really destructive habits when I would lose people, because my dad isn't my first loss. So I have done it really destructively before, or like shut down, and I just did not want to do that with my kids, because this is the first loss since I've had, not babies, because I lost my uncle when my kids were babies, but I wanted to actually go through this healthily, mentally, rather than focusing on things like substance or spending all my money. I mean, I have been overspending, so that is still a problem. But yeah, it's just been one of those things where it took me a while to actually be able to get back to work, but it felt so good to be at work. I will tell you, it felt wonderful, and I missed being in with just people. And yeah, anyway, I'm a people person. Can you tell by my videos when I'm just talking to my camera? Because I love people, and I love being around people and getting to know people and getting to know their stories. And being at home is great sometimes, but also not always the healthiest for me. But I am just grateful that I was able to take the time that I needed to really heal in a way that I am effective as a human, rather than trying to bottle it all up and hurt all those around me, because that's what I've done before, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt my kids or my husband and my family, and yeah. Anyway, random little side mark about grief, but yeah, this is a lot of trying to come up with these. I am doing a video. Like mentioned a couple times. I got this Day to Night. This is Robert Oster's Day to Night, which was the Coffee Monster Co. collaboration, and I'm doing one where I do a few different options if you can't get your hands on this, because I got my hands on half a bottle thanks to a lovely pen friend, but I know that it's not easy to get because it is really expensive if you try to buy it like secondhand. So I wish they would do another run of it, but that is not the case. I don't think they're going to, but that's okay. That is my like biggest pet peeve. I haven't done the, what do you call it? There's a pen questionnaire, and I'm going to do it I think it was Ken Creates. And I have that in my plans and lineups for this next couple of weeks, but I haven't done it yet. And that's going to be my biggest pet peeve, is limited edition inks. And I know that Heather Marie Plans talked about it, but it makes me just, irate. I don't understand it. I understand the cost of keeping stock of every single ink your company has, but man, like making limited edition inks just grinds my gears. I want your ink. If I find a color I really like through a sample, and that's another thing with me is samples, through a sample, and then I go to try to buy a bottle because I love it, I get mad that I can't get it because I get hyperfixated on it. And this is a me problem, but it's just a little bit of a problem. And I know that there's other people who feel the same way. And we're not all, you know. Yeah, so I have been doing my best, and that's why I haven't posted it yet. I have been doing my best to find like the best ones and the best dupes. A lot of people told me pink squirrel, and I can see why people would tell me pink squirrel. It is not the same. It is not. And so I do like pink squirrel, and I ended up using all of the sample that I've had for a few years. So I did end up getting a bottle of it, but it's not the same, which is okay because I do like it. But yeah, I found a few that I think might be closer matches, but I still want to do some writing samples before I fully film the video. So that's been a couple weeks of working on that. I'm really shocked because I don't always do that. I kind of do fly by the seat of my pants videos like this one, but yeah. Ooh, look at that. This one is really pretty. I wanted to see if I'd like that like muted blue more than I like other blues. And I think I do. And now to see how it works in a pen. I've already swatched this somewhere, but I've been using more Tomoe River paper, so I wanted to swatch it all on Tomoe River paper too. Because man, these swatches look so different on different papers. It's just crazy to me. Like, who would have thought that paper would make such a difference? I mean, I guess it does when you think about watercolor and other art mediums. But even then, like I grew up, you know, being not sure what any of this stuff was, like, because I spent so much of my life doing digital art. To do traditional art, I have learned so much in the past few years. But yeah, that's one thing, is like, oh, paper matters. You know, your watercolor paper is gonna make things look different. And though not necessarily in a bad way sometimes, because I think that I love the way that my watercolor will look in like certain sketchbooks versus actual watercolor paper. Sometimes I prefer the look. Sometimes I know what I'm going for. It's just how these papers handle different mediums and different things. It's just fascinating to me, and it just never ends. So mix my love of fountain pen ink with my love of like other traditional art supplies, and it's just fun. I just have a good time. This is P.W. Ackerman Dutch Masters Lievens Cardinal Pars. I don't know. I'm just gonna put P.W. Ackerman. I'm not even gonna put the Dutch Masters part. And it's, yeah. I have no idea. Because, so if W, because this is Dutch. I don't know if W is WV in Dutch too. So many different rules for different languages. Why did I get this ink? I don't even know. I just grabbed it as a sample. It kind of looks like Day to Night, so maybe I was thinking it could be. Yeah, I don't even think I've swatched this one yet. I just got it a little bit ago, so. Cardinal. Oh, gross. Not gross, because I get ink all over me all the time, but this is very, very hard to do on these small pieces of paper, but I want them in my swatch book. Although this is, see, this is where I'm gonna wonder, is this is a sample, so I wonder if I should just put, I think on my samples, I should put maybe like a star. I don't know, but I did put a star there. Oh, yeah. And I have one more because I'm trying to, I know that I did pull these inks out. Some of them were new and some of them were ones that I wanted to try that I've had for a while. Like I've had Conklin Dusty Rose for a while, and I have had this red. I'm not even going to try to say that. And this one, I've had these 3 reds for a while too, and Moulin Rouge. And I wanted to compare them to each other and see. But some of these are samples I've had or bottles I've had, and I wanted to try them out and see what they look like before I put them in a pen to kind of decide what pens I wanted to try for the week or, you know, for the days, because I still have 16, 17 days. 30 days. Oh, this is really pretty. And some of my pens I want to reuse. I don't want to use new pens every single day, so I'm trying to get ahead of myself in some ways. But oh wow. I to be honest, this one I didn't even know I had. Goodness gracious. Like, this is why I'm doing all of this, is because this is like, I feel like if I didn't buy anything for the rest of the year, even like not even just the rest of the year, for like 2 years, I wouldn't even touch half of my inks and things. So I'm really trying to make sure that I am using what I have and really focusing. I love to share, so I'm trying to get to the point where I can share and pass things on. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people go through these like these phases in their fountain pen journey. And I by no means am gonna tell myself that I'm not going to buy. I'm just trying to be a little bit more mindful before I just go, ooh, I love this, I'm putting it in a cart, and make sure I get through it all before I buy something. Check to see if it's one of those that's limited. And if it's limited, really make the decision if I want it or not. Because I want to use what I have. Oh, I have one more. I forgot because I did do this. This is one. Oh, hey, look, I'm buying bottles, you know. As I'm talking about how I'm trying to be more mindful, I did buy this because last year's Blue-Eyed Mary was one of my favorites. This was $13 or $14. I can't remember, but I got it off Van Ness. It's the new 2025 Rober and Klingner limited edition. It's an orange, and I just don't have a lot of oranges, so I was like, all right, I'll get it. If anything, then if I don't love it, I can make samples and pass it out to people, especially like next year when it's impossible to get. So I did think ahead. So in a way, I was being mindful with this. I just didn't necessarily need it, but that's okay. So this is the new Rober and Klingner, and it is called Sanddorn, which is a sea buckthorn. Okay. I don't know what sea buckthorn is. I'm sure I've looked it up at one point. It's probably like a plant matter or a fish or something, but I don't know. So I'll have to find that out. And I'll use this. You know, actually, it would be really good to use this for a 30 inks, 30 days, because then I can look up what a sea buckthorn is and make that my sea timber picture. There we go. I don't know if it's plant, if it's actually in the sea, but I'm going to use that. So, okay, this is a bright pumpkin orange. This is really pretty. Am I glad that I have a whole bottle? I don't know, because I really only use orange September, October, and November, and then I kind of don't use it until the next year. So, because orange is to me a very much so spooky season color. I don't know if other people feel that, but I definitely do. That's really pretty. That's a lot brighter than I think Heimdall, and more orange than I would say Yuyake. Let me see. I'm gonna pull out a couple of my oranges. I really don't have that many oranges, which is funny. I don't have many reds and oranges. I have a lot of pink. I have so many pinks and so many purples. And it's so interesting because it's what I love. And I care more about the pinks and the purples with all the different shades. Like I have to have the perfect one. But with oranges and reds, with oranges, I will say with oranges, I'm not as like crazy picky. I will just kind of like throw in an orange. But with reds, I was the same way until I discovered Captain Hook. And so I'm really, yeah, interesting. Maybe I'll find an orange that I just have to have. Okay, so I grabbed just a few oranges, and then I think this will probably be the end of my video because my husband will be home soon. But yeah, let's grab some oranges here. I'm trying to think of, I know I have Fuyugaki. I'm trying to think of any other oranges I have. 173. Sailor Ink Studio 173, but that's way... Wow, I don't have that many oranges. That's pretty awesome. I mean, yes and no. I have a lot of like orangey browns, like coppers and things, but that would not be this. So Heimdall is a very, very beautiful. It's very similar to Yuyaki. I just prefer Heimdall to it. So I wonder how close these are. So there is Heimdall. Heimdall is definitely... Oh, and Autumn Oak. I have Autumn Oak. That one is one. I think... Because people really like Pumpkin by Diamine. I don't have that one. And I keep looking at it thinking, do I want to try it? But I don't know. I don't know about... It's one that if like I was doing a swap with somebody, I would probably request it if they had it. But I just don't want to... I don't know. For some reason, I don't want to get it in my ink samples, which is weird to me. I don't know. I've never really been into oranges. I will be 100% honest. It was always my friend's favorite color. Like one of my very best friends. It was her favorite color growing up. She even wanted, I think she did. I think she had an orange room. And it was not my thing. I don't know why. Maybe the traffic cone orange thing. I don't know. But I just have never really, except for, like, it reminds me of pumpkins and whatnot. What's you looking for, dude? Oh, yep, that's the right one.
More dip.
Yeah, you need more of your dip. Okay.
Ran out of dip.
Well, you don't want to do that, dude.
And,
yeah, so yeah.
where's the chocolate chips?
Didn't you leave them down, honey?
No.
No?
Didn't bring them down.
I said, didn't you leave them down out of the cupboard? Sorry. Let me see if I can help you. I'll be right back. Yes. Okay. So here's Yuyake. I do really like Yuyake, as you can see. This is almost gone. I ended up knowing that this was almost gone last year. This is what I'm saying. I don't use orange except for this time of the year. And I bought a full-size bottle of this that I haven't opened yet because I was using this. And so I know I will ink this up in October, but do I need a second? Did I need a second bottle last year? Probably not, especially with Yuyake because it has not been discontinued yet. And I know I could get another. I say yet because we all know about Pilot Shizuku and their love of discontinuing inks. People love. Oh, I need probably a little bit more. You know, actually, there's some big here. Yes. Pro tip. You can dip in your big wells there. Then you don't have to open the bottle again. There. Yeah, and Heimdall is just slightly lighter. And then Sandorn is even slightly lighter and brighter, which is interesting. And now this is Birmingham Penco's. It's one of their Atom inks. So it's one of their ones that they use in all their mixing. And this is Tiger Lily. And I managed to get my hands on it one of the last times I ordered because it'd been out of stock for a long time. So I I think I've used it once, but I think I used it in a mix because it turns your water like this ugly. Ugh, hate it. I do hate that. Like, I hate that. That is one of my biggest annoying. Like, I like Birmingham pen inks. I wouldn't, if I didn't, I wouldn't buy them. But that is like the one thing that I hate is whatever they use in their inks to get that like neon color. I hate that it kind of sometimes will stain my pens. So I have to be really, I feel like when I'm using a color with that, I have to be really careful. But yeah, it makes this weird undertone with a lot of their inks. So then when you have that color in there, they all kind of have that weird undertone. So then I feel like they kind of are all the same. I don't know. It's just my thing. It's my one like little gripe with Birmingham Pen Co. But I love supporting their small business, and their inks behave really beautifully. And I love that they have a lot of different recipes that they put up for their colors so that you can mix them if you have like their full Atom ink line, which is cool. But yeah, so there we go. That one is very, very bright. And I wanted it just because I needed, I wanted it because I needed some more orange in my life, clearly. And then I know that, so I do have one of these sizes of Fuyugaki, and that's one that I probably will not get a big bottle of when I run out of it because I like Yuyake better, and I don't mix it with anything. I have mixed my Pilot Ear Shizuku inks before. They mix pretty okay, but I don't really need that one. So yeah, Sanddorn is really pretty. I like that it doesn't change my water to a color, so I think I'm definitely going to put that in a pen. And which pen should I put it in? So these are the pens right now that I have that are open. I wonder if I should put it in a fine nib. But yeah, I have to decide, and that will be for another video. So that is it for this one. And yeah, oh, there's an extra piece of paper here. That is it. And I hope you enjoyed having a little bit of a chat with me and my inks. And I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.